Hi everyone! Oi pessoal, tudo bem? Hi everyone! Oi pessoal, tudo bem? Let me turn this volume off. Okay. Welcome to the Brazilian Portuguese Week. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for joining me today. For this entire week, I'll be teaching one live class a day, and I hope you can join me in all the classes. Can you guys see me and hear me well? Write something, write yes or sim, so I know that you are hearing me well, so I know that I'm not alone. Oi, Greg! Tudo bem? I cannot see all the names. I see HR. Olá! Bem. Oi, Steven! Irmã Maria, tudo bem? Welcome, bem-vinda! Oi, Mike! Oi, Mike! Oi, Melina! Ah, que legal! Suzane! Tudo bem? Voice vote? Ok. Dana Martin! Oi, tudo bem, pessoal? Que legal! Oi, Lu! Tudo bem, Lu? Oi, oh, I cannot pronounce this name. Oi, Mitzi! Oi, Mariano! Thank you guys for joining me. I'm so happy that you could join me today. Oi, Rachel! Tudo bem? That's great. So I think you guys are listening to me perfect. Perfeito. Muito bem. Melina da Grécia, que legal. Oi, Jéssica. Tudo bem? Jéssica is my student from Speaking Brazilian Academy. Oi, gente. Alex, tudo bem? Muito bem, gente. So today I'll be speaking a mix of English and Portuguese, because I know there are a lot of beginners in this class and I want everyone to be able to understand me. But I will be teaching two classes entirely in Portuguese, 100% in Portuguese, on Friday and on Saturday. So if your level is intermediate or advanced, these classes are for you, okay? So the other classes will be a mix of English and Portuguese. Who else is here? Oh, great! Que bom que vocês podem me ouvir bem. Mariano da Argentina, que legal, Mariano! I love Argentina. Okay, so first, I'll be talking to you a little bit about the program of this week, the Brazilian Portuguese Week. I created this event to offer you the opportunity to be immersed in Portuguese for one entire week. So I'll be teaching one live class a day, and I'll also give you homework so you can work on what you learned, right? So you can practice what you've learned. And at the end of each class, each live class, I'll give away one pronunciation coaching section with me via WhatsApp. So this pronunciation coaching section works like this. I'm going to send you a text for you to read, and I'm asking you to record an audio, and then I'll give you a feedback on your audio, a detailed feedback with also tips for you to improve your pronunciation. So stay tuned. If you stay until the end of the class, you can participate on this giveaway. Tá bem? Ok. Olá, Rob. Tudo bem? Muito bem. Então, pessoal, now I'm going to share with you my screen to show you the program of this week before we begin our class. Okay, I want you to understand well everything that is going to happen this week. So I'm going to share with you. Okay, share. Now let me know if you can see my screen. I know there's a little bit of delay to see your comments. So this is the main page of the Brazilian Portuguese Week website. So if you haven't signed up yet for this website, just go to school.speakingbrazilian.com to sign up, so you can have access to all this material that I'm going to offer you. So this is the main page. So here I explain how things work. And if you haven't taken my free mini course in pronunciation yet, I highly recommend that you start right away, because I give you a lot of important information here. Yes, I'm seeing that Dana is asking if she can watch the class later. Yes, the class will be available for a replay later. So if you cannot attend the class live, you can watch the class later, okay? It will be available on the website. So just go to school.speakingbrazilian.com and enroll in the Brazilian Portuguese Week. So we have access to everything later too. And I have 3 important tips for you to take the most out of this week. So the first tip, obviously, is to attend the live class and to participate in class, because this way you can practice live with me. I'm going to ask you questions, I'm going to give you small tasks, and I encourage you to participate. I'll try my best to read all the comments and give you feedback live during the class, okay? And my second tip is download the worksheets, the lesson guides, and do the homework, okay? I prepared a lot of exercises for you, so 1 lesson guide and worksheet per day, and I encourage you to do the homework so you can practice. And I also try to give you feedback on your homework. And my third tip is repetition. Repetition is key to language learning, so I encourage you to watch the live classes replay at least 2 or 3 times. It depends on your need, right? If you have questions, if it's not clear for you, I encourage you to watch the classes again. So these are my tips for you. And you can always use this discussion session to talk with me and the other students. I always read and I always answer all the comments, okay? I'm always here for you guys. So these are the free resources, the other free resources that I have. If you don't know these free resources yet, here they are. Try them all. Try like the pronunciation course, all my YouTube lessons. I have more than 50 lessons available already. My Facebook community is really nice. A lot of people engaged in learning Portuguese on Facebook. I give also a lot of tips on my Instagram account. And I have a podcast, a weekly podcast that you can listen to Portuguese on the go. And also all my lessons are available in Portuguese and English in my blog. So these resources are very useful. And I have new classes starting in June, and I want you guys to know during this week, only this week, I'm opening enrollment for my new courses. 1 course for beginners and one course for intermediate and advanced students. So if you are interested in joining me, in learning Portuguese with me, this is the moment to join one of my courses, because after June 2nd, the courses will be closed, and I only open enrollment every 3 or 4 months. So I encourage you to enroll now if you are interested in learning Portuguese. This is the moment, okay? And I'm giving you a special discount for the first 3 days. I'm raising the prices after Wednesday, but until Wednesday, you can enroll with the old price, okay? So this is the early bird price from today to Wednesday. So if you are really interested, this is the moment, and you can just go to this page and click here to see more information about each course. So the early bird price, it is a very good deal for the essential course. You get like $50 off, and for the Speaking Brazilian Academy, which is my intermediate level course, you get 20% off your monthly membership. Okay, so you can see more information here on the page. I'm not going to talk about this now because I want to start our class. So let me just show you the rest of the page. On Brazilian Portuguese Week, here we have the link. And on this page, I'm here again on the Brazilian Portuguese Week course. On this page, you'll find the replay later, okay, after the class. I'm going to upload the replay here. And here you have the PDF that you can download with the entire lesson. All the main points of the lesson and examples are here. And at the end of you can download these here. Just go here, click this button here and download it. And at the end of the lesson guide, you find exercises to practice, okay? The exercises are simple, but they're very useful for you to learn and memorize how to use, in this case, these verbs. So the program, you can see the entire program here. Today the class is about irregular verbs. So I chose the 4 most common irregular verbs: ser, ter, estar, and ir. And we're going to talk about all these verbs today and the most common uses. Tomorrow the class will be about past tense of irregular verbs. So I chose a few verbs for us to practice tomorrow, and tomorrow basically we'll practice how to answer the question, what did you do yesterday, or what did you do last weekend? So we can use these irregular verbs to answer these kind of questions. Okay, so this is tomorrow. And on Wednesday, we have a pronunciation practice. And I'll have a few students joining me for this class live. I invited a few students and we will practice pronunciation live. I'll teach you how to identify the stress, the correct syllable to be stressed in Portuguese words. And I'm going to give you a lot of tips on how to improve your pronunciation. So on Thursday, the class will be about prepositions. We're going to talk about prepositions G, which means from or of, e, em, which means in, on, or at. So these prepositions are a little tricky, and I'm going to talk everything we need to know about them on Thursday, okay? On Friday, we have the intermediate level class, which will be 100% in Portuguese. And we're going to talk about 2 prepositions as well, para and por. These 2 prepositions are very tricky to use because the translation into English and other languages not always work. So what I did is I prepared a class teaching you the most common use. So this way you can learn the most common use, and this way we can use these prepositions without having to think about all the other rules. Okay, so this class will be on Friday, and the next one on Saturday would be about expressions, Brazilian expressions. So I chose a few funny expressions for us to practice on Saturday. For this class, I also invited a few students to join me. The class will also be 100% in Portuguese. So I hope you guys, if you are intermediate level or advanced level, don't miss these 2 classes on Friday and Saturday. And the last day of the event, the Brazilian Portuguese Week, will be on Sunday, June 2nd. And I'm going to give you tips to improve your Portuguese. And I'm going to be answering a lot of questions. Any questions you have, ask me, okay? I'll be ready to answer your questions, and you can even send me questions in advance so I come prepared to answer your questions in class. Okay, guys, so let me see your comments here if I have any question to answer. So Suzanne is asking, if we are already in one of your classes, do you need to register again? No, Suzanne, if you are already registered, no, you don't need to register. No, you are already a student in the Speaking Brazilian Academy. You don't need to do anything. Great. So, oh, you're going to China. Boa viagem. Muito bem, gente. So now I'm going to stop sharing this page. And I'm going to share with you the class for today. We're going to now jump in and start our class about irregular verbs, the 4 most common and most used irregular verbs in Portuguese, which are ser, estar. Both mean the verb to be, so that's why it is a little bit tricky. If you speak Spanish, it's the same thing, so it is easy for you. But if you are English speaker or French speaker, then it can be a little bit tricky. The other 2 verbs that we're going to see today is ter, to have, and ir, to go. They're all very irregular verbs, so I'm going to explain to you how to use these verbs. I'm going to share with you again. Okay, this is the lesson. Share. Oi, Mercedes. I'm reading the comments again. You can see Mercedes is here. Suzanne, Khaled. Oi, Khaled, tudo bem? Muito bem, pessoal. So that's not what I wanted to share. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought I shared the wrong document, but actually I shared the right document. So I'm going to share with you again, application window. It's the first time that I use this program to teach a class, guys. So that's why I'm a little bit lost, but everything is fine. So here we are. This is the document that you have access, that you can download on the website, okay? You can have this document for you, just download it. And, it says 5 here, but it's actually 4. So in this document, you have on the left side, the entire lesson in Portuguese, and on the right side, the entire lesson in English. So this is very useful for you to compare both languages and learn from the comparison. So the first verb that we are going to study today is ser and estar. And both verbs are translated as the verb to be, right? So what is the difference when to use one or the other? The verb ser is used to talk about more permanent or long-lasting aspects, while the verb estar is used to talk about temporary states. So this rule helps a lot. If you don't know which verb to use, just think about it. Is it permanent? Is it something permanent, like your name, like your nationality? Then you use verb ser. But is it something temporary, like your feelings, like your location? Then you use verb estar. Okay, so this rule works almost always, not always, but it works in most cases. So let's see some examples. The verb ser, for example, is used to say your name, your family name, your profession or occupation, your nationality, marital status, and other things. So even though you can change your profession or occupation and even marital status, these things are considered to be long-lasting things, right? So we use verb ser, okay? So, for example, I have a few examples here in Portuguese. Eu sou casada. Ela é inteligente. Nós somos professores. Eles são brasileiros. You can see the translation right here. Eu sou casada. Ela é inteligente. Nós somos professores. Eles são brasileiros. So now I would like you guys at home to write a sentence using verb ser. Write a sentence in the comments, can be something very simple, just to practice using verb ser. I'm going to read the sentences you write and give you feedback. So while you write your sentences, I'm going to move on and talk about verb estar. O verbo estar, the verb estar, is used to talk about more temporary conditions such as emotions, health states, occasion. So if you are, like right now, you are in one place, later you're going to be somewhere else, right? So we use verb estar. Por exemplo, eu estou em casa. Ela está doente. Nós estamos cansados. Eles estão felizes. So all these examples are always used with the verb estar. The first one is location, right? Em casa. The second one is like a health condition, so it's not doente, sick. The third one is something that changes a lot. I'm tired now, I'm not going to be tired tomorrow. So nós estamos cansados. That's why we use verb estar. And the last one, eles estão felizes. It's a feeling, right? It's an emotion. So it changes a lot. You are happy now, you're not happy later. So verb estar. Eles estão felizes. So I have a lot of comments here, guys. Awesome. So Don Shaw says, eu sou inglês. Perfeito, sou inglês. Melina, eu sou grega e dinamarquesa. Que legal, muito bom. Greg says, eu sou filipino. Muito bom. Jessica, eu sou americana. Perfeito. Tiara says, eu sou italiana. Muito bom. A Laura, eu sou mexicana. Oi, Laura. HR diz, eu sou alto. Muito bom. Eu sou alto. I'm tall. VoiceBot says, eu sou dos Estados Unidos. Perfeito. Good use of the preposition dos. The Cool Bacon says, funny name. Eu sou boliviano. Muito bem. Oh, guys, people from a lot of places. Suzy says, eu sou finlandesa. Muito bom. Oi, Suzy. Não tinha visto você aqui. Eu sou finlandesa. Eu sou pequeno. Hey, Reed says. Eu sou pequeno. Quem mais? O Ronald says, eu sou cansado. In this case, Ronald, we would say, eu estou cansado. But do you mean tired, cansado, or do you mean casado, married? So you see these two little words, you change only one letter. So you can say, eu sou casado, you see, casado, which means I am married, or you can say, eu estou cansado, cansado. Cansado means tired. So you see, you change one letter and then it changes completely the sense of the word. So, cansado ou casado. Okay, so with this verb, with casado, we use the verb ser, and with cansado, we use the verb estar. Muito bem, pessoal. A Mila diz, eu sou russa. Muito bem. O Luke diz, por enquanto eu estou cansado. Muito bom. Mitzi, eu sou professora. Muito bom. O Lu, eu sou um pobre advogado. Muito bom. Ronald, eu estou cansado. Perfeito. Rachel, eu sou casada. Muito bem. Muito bom, pessoal. Então, agora, write something with the verb estar. Same thing. A simple sentence using verb estar. Pay attention to the difference between verb ser and estar. It is something permanent. It is something temporary. Write something using verb estar. Meanwhile, I'm going to review with you the conjugation of these two verbs. Verb ser. Eu sou, você é, ela é, ele é, a gente é, nós somos, vocês são, eles são, elas são. So a couple of details here. You see that we have a singular you, você, and a plural you, vocês. In English, we have just one version, right? Just you. So in Portuguese, we have the singular and the plural. So if you're talking with one person, you would say você é. If you're talking with more than one person, then you say vocês são, okay? And we also have this a gente. A gente means we. It is a very informal way of saying we. And it is used in regular conversation. We use all the time, and it is always used with the singular form of the verb. A gente é. We never say a gente somos, okay? This would be grammatically incorrect. So you could say nós somos, which is a little bit more formal, or a gente é, which is colloquial, very informal, okay? So let me read a little bit of your comments, guys. Oh, a lot of people with fome, com fome, hungry. Muito bem. Ok, você pode falar. Ou em espanhol. No, not today in Spanish. I prepared the class in English, Mariano, because it is just a language that most people speak. So it's just easier for me to teach in English than in Spanish. Ok, eu estou solteira. Jessie, oi Jessie. Jessie, in this case, we would say eu sou solteira. Eu sou solteira. I know that it is something that is temporary, but every time you talk about your marital status, it is always with the verb ser. Eu sou solteira or eu sou casada. Elas são brasileiras. Ok. Examples of verb estar. Estou tranquilo. O verb says. Very good. Estou tranquilo. Eu estou em casa, Laura. Muito bem. I'm at home. HR. Eu estou sozinho em este momento. Muito bom, HR. In this case, we could say neste momento. The preposition em. It merges with the pronoun este. Then you have neste. Neste momento. Estou com fome, Lu. Yeah, everybody is hungry now. I know it is. If you haven't had lunch yet, estou com fome. YR. Mila, eu estou feliz. Muito bom, Mila. I'm happy. Rachel, você está com fome? Muito bom, Rachel. Eu não estou com fome. Eu comi. I ate before the class. Don Shaw, eu estou feliz. Muito bem, Don. I'm happy. Read that. Eu estou sede. In this case, you say eu estou com sede. Com sede. It's like com fome e com sede. Hungry or thirsty, right? I'm going to write here. Eu estou com sede. I'm thirsty. Eu estou com fome. I'm hungry. Okay, right here. What else? Eles estão na rua. Muito bom, Ronald. Suzy, eu estou em Abadiânia, Goiás. Que legal, Suzy. Mila, eu estou com sono. Ah, não, Mila, acorda. Com sono means sleepy. What did I do? Okay. Ou eu estou com sono. So we have a lot of these expressions in Portuguese that replace adjectives. Instead of using adjective, we use like the preposition com plus a noun. Com sono. With sleep would be the literal translation. Nós estamos com fome, o Rono says. Alex, nós estamos doentes. Muito bom, Alex. In this case, you have to add an S at the end of doente. Doentes. Muito bom, gente. Wow, a lot of comments. I'm not going to read everything, so we can move on with the class, but you guys are doing great. Cansado and cansada, are they the same meaning? Yes, cansado is the masculine. Oops, I'm going to delete this. So, cansado, ele está cansado. So, this is the masculine adjective, okay? And ela está cansada. So, this is the feminine adjective. And adjectives, they always agree with gender and number. So if it is plural, you have to add an S. If it is masculine or feminine, you have to change the ending. Usually masculine adjectives, they end with O, and usually feminine adjectives, they end with A. There are exceptions, like the word inteligente. So usually the adjectives that end with E, they work for both genders. So in this case, it's ele é inteligente. Ela é inteligente. Okay, so, but when you see a word that ends with A, it is usually feminine, and words that end with O, they are usually masculine. Muito bem, pessoal. So let's move on. So this is the conjugation with the verb estar. The pronouns are the same. Eu estou, você está, ela está, ele está, a gente está, nós estamos, vocês estão, elas estão e eles estão. I'm just gonna have a little bit of water. Estou com sede. Ok, então vamos continuar. Let's move on to the next verb. Verb ter. Ter means to have. So just like in English, the verb ter, the verb to have, is used in a lot of different situations. We use this verb to talk about a lot of different things, and also as an auxiliary verb. So let's see the most common use of this verb in Portuguese. So the most common use is to talk about things that you have, right? Things that you possess. In Portuguese, we also use the verb to have to say our age. So this is different from English, right? In English, you use the verb to be. In Portuguese, we use the verb to have. And we also use this verb to describe things and to talk about feelings. Então, por exemplo, look at these examples. Eu tenho 3 irmãos. I have 3 brothers or siblings. Irmãos can mean brothers or siblings, depending on the case. Ela tem 20 anos. She's 20 years old. So you see, we use the verb to have, ter, to talk about age. Elas têm carro. They have a car. Eles têm medo de altura. They are afraid of height. So here also, we use the verb ter instead of to be, right? To talk about these kind of feelings. Not all feelings, some feelings we use the verb estar to talk about, but in this case, medo de altura, we use the verb ter. O verbo ter, the verb to have, is also used in the sense of there is or there are. So this tip is very good. Every time you want to say there is or there are in English, you just say tem in Portuguese. Tem. Very simple. There is no difference between singular and plural in this case. It is the same. So, for example, tem muita gente no parque aos domingos. There are a lot of people in the park on Sundays. Tem muita gente no parque aos domingos. Ou tem muitos carros na Avenida Rebouças. There are many cars on Avenida Rebouças. Tem muitos carros. So you see, this one was singular and this one was plural, and the verb is the same. Tem. There is or there are. Okay? And one last example of when to use the verb ter is with the expression I have to. I have to. Eu tenho que. Eu tenho que. So every time I want to say I have to, just say eu tenho que. Por exemplo, eu tenho que acordar cedo amanhã. Eu tenho que acordar cedo amanhã. Sim, I just saw a question. Não pode falar eu estou com medo. Yes, you can say eu estou com medo ou eu tenho medo. Both are acceptable. So, guys, now write a sentence for me using verb ter. And I'm going to read a few of the comments that you write. And while I'll give you some time to write the sentence, I'm going to show you the conjugation of the verb ter. This verb is very irregular, so it's important to pay attention to the conjugation. Então, por exemplo, eu tenho, so you see the NH, you have to use the NH here, and the pronunciation is nho, nho. Eu tenho, você tem, ela tem, ele tem, a gente tem, nós temos, vocês têm, elas têm, eles têm. So you see that the plural, elas, eles, vocês têm, it has the same pronunciation of the singular. Ela tem, ele tem, a gente tem. You have to write differently. The plural has this accent on top of the letter E, tem, but the pronunciation is exactly the same. Okay, guys? So the pronunciation is exactly the same. Você tem, vocês têm. Muito bem, so let's read some comments here, guys. O James says, eu tenho um carro. Muito bom, James. Laura, eu tenho que trabalhar hoje. Muito bem, I have to work today. Eu tenho um amigo, ele é inteligente. Muito bom, Alex. Ok. Eu tenho medo de. Muito bem, Mila. In this case would be eu tenho medo de falar, because every time you use this expression medo, medo de, ok? It requires the preposition de. So, eu tenho medo de falar. Eu tenho 28 anos. Muito bom, Mila. Margarita diz, eu sou feliz. Eu estou contente. Muito bem, Mariano. Margarita. Oh, I can explain about muito and muita later. Let's talk. Alex, only, okay. Eu tenho, okay, sorry. So many comments. You guys are great. I love that you were writing a lot of comments. Mariano, como é? Estou contente, estou... Yeah, they were both spelled wrong. It's with N first and then N at the end. Contente. Tenho 18 anos, The Cool Bacon says. Muito bem. Eu tenho 2 gatos, HR says. Perfeito. O Alex, tenho 23 anos. Muito bom, Alex. A Rachel says, a gente tem que praticar o português todos os dias. Excelente, Rachel. We have to practice Portuguese every day. Excelente. A Suzy says, eu tenho uma ótima vida. Muito bom, Suzy. I have a great life. Mitzi says, eu tenho 2 irmãos. Muito bom, Mitzi. Fit Your Life says, vocês têm que passar pela segurança. Great, good example. You have to go through security. Muito bem, gente. Awesome. Great examples you guys gave me. So now let's move on to the verb to go. Verb ir. Ir. So this verb is often used as an auxiliary verb to conjugate verbs in the future tense. So we have 2 future tenses in Portuguese. I'm not going to talk about it today. We have the formal future tense and the informal. I'm only going to talk about the informal, which is the most common one. So, for example, eu vou viajar no final do ano. I'm going to travel at the end of the year. So this eu vou viajar, this is future tense. This is the verb ir in present tense. And this is the verb viajar, to travel, and in the infinitive form. So you put these 2 together and you have a future tense. So it's very easy to use. That's why Brazilians love to use this verb tense to talk about the future. Another example. Você vai estudar português? Are you going to study Portuguese? Você vai, the verb ir, plus the verb estudar. Another example, another use, very common use of the verb ir, to go, obviously is to talk about where you are going, right? And in this case, we always use the preposition para. The preposition para is always used to talk about your destination. Então, por exemplo, eu vou para o Brasil. Nós vamos para casa. So here, eu vou, nós vamos. And the verb ir can also be used to tell how, like, which transportation are you going to go to places. Então, por exemplo, eu vou de metrô para o trabalho. So here is a little bit more tricky because you have 2 prepositions, right? You have the preposition de. Right before the transportation, you have to use the preposition de. And you have the preposition para right before your destination. Okay, so this is a little bit tricky. Eu vou de metrô para o trabalho. Ou eu vou de trem para Boston. ou eu vou de carro para casa. We have one exception in this case, it is a pé. We don't say de pé, we say a pé on foot or walking. Muito bem, guys. So now write a sentence, a little task for you. Write a sentence using the verb ir, to go, using one of these examples that I gave you. Write a very simple sentence just to practice. You can use the prepositions or not. If you use this first example, you're going to use the future, or this last one, you have to pay attention to the prepositions, okay? And while you write your sentence, I'm going to show you the conjugation of this verb. Muito bem. Verbo ir. Eu vou, você vai, ela vai, ele vai, a gente vai, nós vamos, vocês vão, elas vão, eles vão. Okay, you see that this verb, you can tell this verb is very irregular because the conjugation has nothing to do with the name of the verb, right? Ir, it turns to eu vou. But I assure you this verb is very important. So I recommend you memorize it because you're going to use it a lot when speaking Portuguese. Okay? So I'm gonna read the comments. Eu vou. Okay, let's just come back a little bit. I want to see all your comments. Fit Your Life says, eu irei ao Rio de Janeiro próximo ano. Eu vou ao Rio de Janeiro próximo ano. Muito bom, very good, Fit Your Life. You use both future tenses, the formal one and the informal one. Very good. Muito bom. Oi, Cia, tudo bem? VoiceBot says, eu vou ir a uma festa. In this case, VoiceBot, you don't have to say the second verb. So when you use the future tense with the verb ir, you don't have to say the verb ir again. So you just say the present tense, eu vou, and eu vou a uma festa. And then you can tell if you're talking about present tense or future according to the context. Okay, so in this case, you just say the verb in present tense, eu vou a uma festa, and then people will tell, you can tell if you're talking about the future according to the context. Depois da aula, eu vou comer. Muito bem, Melina. In this case, there's just one preposition missing. Depois da aula. Every time we use the expression depois de, we always use the preposition de. Depois da aula. What else? A Mila diz, eu vou de avião para o Brasil. Perfeito, Mila. Eu vou de avião para o Brasil. Luke diz, eu te vou mostrar. In this case, you have to change the position of the verb and the pronoun. Eu vou te mostrar. Luke, eu vou te mostrar. Tá bem? Rachel, eu vou estudar português. Perfeito, Rachel. Muito bom. James says, oops, okay. Eu vou de moto. No, this is Ginger. Nós vamos para o Canadá. Muito bom, James. Nós vamos para o Canadá. Ginger is Lou, right? I'm not sure right now. Eu vou de moto para minha casa. Eu vou de moto para minha casa. Perfeito. Alex says, eu vou de praia. Tem muita... Alex, in this case, it's not the preposition de, it's the preposition para. Okay? We use the preposition de when you're talking about the transportation that you're using, like eu vou de carro, but if you're saying the destination, you use the preposition para. Eu vou para a praia. Ou eu vou à praia. These two prepositions are acceptable. I'm gonna do this. Eu vou para a praia. Ou eu vou à praia. Tá bem? These both are accepted. Irmã Maria diz, eu vou ir à Europa. So here, Irmã Maria, you don't have to use the verb ir 2 times. You can just say, eu vou à Europa, ok? Eu vou ir não é usado. Eu vou ir is not used in Brazilian Portuguese. You never say the verb ir 2 times when you're talking about the future. Just say 1 time. Eu vou à Europa. Eu vou aprender português. Muito bem, Cia. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Mila says, eu vou estar muito feliz. Muito bom, Mila. A Laura diz, eu vou para Newport em setembro. Muito bom, Laura. A Mitzi diz, eu vou a pé para o supermercado. Muito bom, Mitzi. Supermercado is written with C, not K. Okay, just one little detail. Jéssica diz, eu vou comer o almoço. Muito bem, Jéssica. You could say, another way, very most common way of saying is, eu vou almoçar. Because we have this verb that is, in English, is always to have lunch, right? In Portuguese, we have one single word, which is almoçar. So you could just say, eu vou almoçar. Okay, 46 players also says, eu vou almoçar. Reverb says, eu vou ficar aqui hoje. Muito bom. A Suzy says, eu vou visitar minha amiga amanhã. Muito bom, Suzy. Sarah, we are going to talk about past tense tomorrow, Sarah. So don't miss tomorrow's class because it is too much content to talk in one single class. So tomorrow we're going to talk exclusively about past tense of irregular verbs, okay? And we are going to definitely talk about verb to go in the past tense. Muito bem, gente. Perfeito. So now we still have a few minutes left, and I would like to answer your questions. Let me know if you have questions about this lesson or about my courses or any other questions you might have. And while you think about your questions, I'm going to show you the exercises that are prepared for you. You can download this PDF, is available on the website. And you have all these exercises to practice. And I want you to do the exercise and then write a few sentences in the comment section below on the website, below the exercises, so I can give you feedback on your homework, okay? This is very important for you to assimilate the content because our mind forgets almost everything we learn if you don't practice. So practice is important. And these exercises, they're very simple, but they are going to help you to memorize and to practice. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this page. Let me see if I have questions already. You guys are great. So I'm going to stop sharing here. Yay! Oi, pessoal! I wanted to share the screen and have my face here, but I couldn't do that. I couldn't figure out how to do this. So Tiara is asking, how can I use the verb estar to talk about the weather? It is a lot used to talk about the weather. For example, hoje está quente. So you say, today, we don't have the it in Portuguese, right? The it is. So you just say the verb. Hoje, like today is hot. Hoje está quente. Ou hoje está frio. Right? It's very simple. You just say the verb. You don't have to say the it is, just the verb. It is implied that you're talking about the weather. The future tense, RH is asking. Yes, this is the most common way of using the verb ir plus the second verb in its infinitive form. There is another future tense which is more formal. For example, tomorrow I'll go to Brazil. How would I say that in Portuguese? Amanhã eu vou viajar. I'm going to travel. Eu vou viajar ao Brasil. Or I can use the formal future tense. Amanhã eu viajarei ao Brasil. But this second option sounds very formal. It's not very common. You could use it. It's more common in written texts. So it's more common to say eu vou viajar. This is much more colloquial, much more common. And Brazilians are colloquial, right? Even in sometimes informal situations, Brazilians usually tend to have a more colloquial language. What else? What is the cost of your course and how do you pay? So, okay, so I'm gonna answer, I'm gonna show you my course page so I can explain this to you better. James O'Connor asked about my courses. So here I have the sales page of my course. You can have, so this is my beginner's course. And the beginner's course, the regular price is $297. But until Wednesday, I'm giving you the opportunity to enroll for the old price, which is $247. So early bird price until Wednesday. Okay, so you save like $50 if you enroll ahead of time, if you enroll before until Wednesday at midnight. And I also offer payment plans. So let's go at the end of the page. You can find out the options. You can pay upfront, or you can enroll in payment plans. You can pay up 3 installments. And I also offer an option with one-on-one classes with me. These one-on-one classes, they are limited to up to 10 students because I don't have time to take more than 10 students. But this is also an option that you can have. And to enroll, James, sorry, I always mix up names, guys. So to enroll, James, just come to this page. You can find the link below the video. So if you go to the video and you see the notes right below this video, it should be there. If it is not there, I can just, can you send them the link to my course, Rob? So you can just go to my sales page, which is school.speakingbrazilian.com, and then you find the courses there, the beginner's course and the 2 courses, I guess. And then you just go click enroll, and then you choose, yeah, so that's it. You just add, you can pay with PayPal or credit card. It's very simple. And if you're wondering, I do offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you change your mind, just send me an email. You can cancel yourself on the website. You can just go there on your profile and cancel, or just send me an email and I'll give you a full refund. Okay, within 30 days, you can try the course for 30 days and I'll give you a full refund. What else? Will the cost stay every month? Whatever. So Rachel is asking, will the cost stay every month, whatever we sign up with? For example, if you get the early bird price, will it stay? Oh, yes. So Rachel, if you're talking about you're probably talking about the Academy, right? Which is, let me just open the Academy page really quick. Okay. So yes, if you enroll now, the price for you will be always the early bird price, $27 a month. Because I would not change that. If you enroll now, you just keep paying the same price for as long as you stay a member. So yeah, I think that answers your question. So the Academy is my intermediate level course, and it is not a regular course, a beginning, middle, and end. It's a course that goes, that I offer every month, materials, and everything you need to practice Portuguese regularly. So it's a membership site. So you have access to new lessons every month and live classes with me every week for a very small monthly fee. Okay, so this is my early bird price, and I'll be raising the price to $35 a month on Wednesday. So if you sign up before that, your price is $27 a month, and it's not going to increase. Same thing for my old students who are already enrolled in my in the Academy. The price for these students are not going to be raised. They'll still be paying the same price that they started paying. What is the pricing for personal classes? Jessica is asking. So Jessica, I added this in the Academy. I'm not selling just like personal classes. I'm adding this to the I'm adding this as an add-on to the regular classes. So here you see on the Academy sign-up page, if you add private lessons, if you want one private lesson a month, so the price goes to 87 a month. So it'd be like $60 more, like in addition to the regular price, $60 more. And then you have like one private session with me per month. Or I also offer the opportunity to pay upfront the entire year, and then you get 2 months free. This is about the Academy, right? So if you pay the entire year upfront, you get the discount of two months. Maria is asking, okay, what else? So I'm gonna come back to the beginners course to show you a little bit more of the page. Oh, so one thing that I wanted to talk to you about, guys, is that these two courses, they include live classes with me every week. So the beginners course is a 3-month course. So we have like 3 months of classes and 12 live classes with me. And one important detail is that the classes, they are interactive, which means that you'll be able to see me and I'll be able to see you and hear you, and you'll be able to interact with me and the other students live and ask questions and practice conversations. So the live classes in both the beginners course and the Academy, they are not like this one that I'm teaching right now, that only I speak and you hear and you write in the comments. No, the classes in my paid courses, they are interactive, so you'll be able to speak to me and practice your Portuguese with me. And I also give you a lot of feedback on your pronunciation. So usually up to 10 students in each class. Melina is asking, how many students participate in your classes? My school is still very small, so I have about like 15 to 20 students in each group, but a lot of students don't attend the live classes because they prefer to watch the replay later. So usually the groups are very small, so students have a lot of time to practice and talk with me. But in the future, if the classes get bigger, I'm gonna open more slots, more times, more classes. So I always have like small groups, because if the group is too large, there's no time for everyone to participate in classes. So I always be careful with that. Now I'm gonna show you one thing, which is the inside the course. So this is the page inside the essential course for beginners. So we have like three levels in this course, level 1, 2, and 3. And this is the first level, level 1. So as soon as you enroll, you already have access to a lot of live classes replay that you can watch. And this is one example of the live classes that I teach in this course. As you see, all the students are here, so we can all see and hear each other. So I share with you slides. Oops, sorry. And everyone can talk and ask questions and practice conversation. Since the first class, I encourage you to practice conversation. I teach you, we review the content, and I ask you questions so you can practice conversation live with me. And here is the content that you're gonna see in the website. You see, you can download all the content for you. We have like one textbook for each module. There are 12 modules, 1 per week. And then you have a lot of video lessons. So this is one of the video lessons. And then you have audio lessons, so you can listen to the audio and practice, and then answer a quiz to practice your listening skills. And then there's a pronunciation training, so you can practice imitation. I teach you how to do this imitation exercise. There's a conversation exercise, which is I give you questions and templates of answers so you can practice how to prepare for a conversation. And there's a quiz at the end of each module to review all the grammar, and a homework section. So all modules have all this content, and everything is available for download. So you can just like download and have it on your computer to have access to it offline. So, okay, so now it's time to talk about the giveaway. I'm giving away one coaching section with me, pronunciation coaching section with me. And the person that that got the coaching section is Rachel Smith. Rachel Smith. So you just got the coaching section with me. So send me an email to virginia@speakingbrazilian.com, and I'm going to explain to you how this coaching section works. Rachel Smith, you got the coaching section with me. Let me stop sharing this. So I hope I answered most of your question, guys. I have to, let me see if there is one last question to answer. Okay, so Rachel, you got the message, great. Okay, guys, I think that's it for today. I talked a lot. I hope it was useful. I hope you learned a lot today. And don't forget to go to the website, download the lesson guide from today's lesson, do the homework. Even if you are already intermediate level or advanced level, this is a good review for you. Yes, Rob is talking to me. My husband is helping me with things. Diomelka Rivas is asking, ¿qué clases recomendarías para personas que hablan español? Beginner class or academy? Well, Diomelka, if you are a beginner, I recommend the beginner's class because I know that Spanish and Portuguese are very similar, but there are a lot of things to learn. If you have never studied Portuguese before and you go straight to the intermediate level class, you won't be able to follow the class. So, but if you have already studied Portuguese for at least 1 year, then maybe you'll be able to join the intermediate level class. So what I recommend, if you're not sure, is taking my placement test. I created this placement test for people like you that are not sure which course is the ideal course for me. So if you go to my website, speakingbrazilian.com, you find a placement test, or you can go to the Brazilian Portuguese Week. There's also a link to the placement test there. If you cannot find, just send me an email and I'll give you the link for the placement test. My email, guys, if you have any questions at all, send me an email, Virginia@speakingbrazilian.com. Virginia@speakingbrazilian.com. I always answer all my emails. So if you have questions, I'll be happy to answer your questions. So tomorrow, class about irregular verbs in past tense. Don't miss the class. Okay, guys? So see you tomorrow. Beijo. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was really fun. I'm really glad you guys could join me, and I'm really glad that you participated so much. That makes me so happy. Beijo grande, pessoal. Tchau, tchau.